While technological developments hold great possibilities for our generation of digital natives, the inevitable dominance of technology in our lives creates a challenge. Namely, how do we ensure our digital well-being while also being empowered to fulfill our potential and realize our dreams in this exciting new world? The issue of digital well-being is obviously something we've been discussing at length here at the Sync Summit. However, I'd like to offer my take as a young person on this global concern. Studies have shown that the average time spent on screen by teens is about 7 hours per day. This equates to 43% of a teenager's waking hours. Now, let me give you a little scenario. Imagine yourself waking up and the first thing you do is check the time on your phone. But then you receive a notification from a social media app, and you tap on it, allowing it to have your attention, and you begin mindlessly scrolling for the next few hours. And once you realize the time you have wasted, it is already too late. But why do we even do this? Are we socially engaged with technology that we don't feel the importance of connecting with others in real life? Or are we in a society where we feel socially pressured to become interested in things we might not even like? We also need to consider the physical and mental effects of excessive screen time. And this is not something we should ignore. Now, to solve this issue and other similar ones, we need to be true to ourselves as we identify the role technology plays in shaping the youth lifestyle today. And we must realize that this is a challenge we have to be willing to face. To do that, we first need to create a strong mindset that prioritizes digital well-being, even if the society today might seem to ignore it. And we also need to clarify the changes we need to make to improve our quality of life in the digital age. And there are actually a few key principles to overcome a challenge like this. And one of them is the magic of simple habits. Now, it's important to start guiding the new generation and planting those little seeds from early on. Since toddlers, for example, really love learning about the environment around them, give them a chance to engage with their surroundings and try to learn what grabs their attention. So, as they grow up and find their interests, build habits step by step that allows them to grow an even bigger connection with their interest. And when that works out, try associating their interest with skills that they can develop for their future. And most importantly, we must ensure that we are actively encouraging them to aim for their dreams and nothing less. Now, as I note these important things, you might have noticed that this is a message more aimed at parents. And so I really want to emphasize their crucial role by sharing my own story. As a young child, my parents noticed that me and my little sister loved creating imaginary worlds with our stuffed toys. And so they decided to try something out. Each week, we would regularly visit the library, and even though me and my little sister were too young to even know how to read, we attended story time sessions and flipped the pages of picture books one after another, intrigued by the illustrations. Now, I later developed a reading habit, and my sister became a really good listener who comprehended words well. Soon after, I got into writing, and it became something I genuinely loved and enjoyed. Now, I'm a columnist with 3 published books, or a writer with 3 published books, and a columnist writing about the new generation. writing is one of the most important skills that is essential in almost every aspect of our lives. And it definitely turned out to become my field of expertise. But how did I even start learning this skill? So, as a young child, my parents guided me to using technology that enabled me to develop my skills. And so, since reading was already something I was interested in, I reached a point where learning writing was so fun that I enjoyed it even more than watching YouTube videos. And this is an interesting thing to say, especially from a child's perspective. Now, self-development was also another great thing that I focused on. And I don't think we realize that we have thousands of courses available online to help you develop any skill that comes to mind, whether it be writing, drawing, or programming, and the list goes on. So we should take advantage of that. But what happens after we develop our skills? Now, after we reach a level of proficiency, we start setting realistic goals to help us reach our dreams. And once we do, something amazing happens. The impact one child makes can trigger a domino effect on other children with just one achievement. Now imagine the potential. After I broke a Guinness World Record as the youngest person to publish a book series, which was a record that wasn't broken by anyone else in 20 years, 2 young girls broke that same record in the span of 3 years. And once I received this news, I was obviously like, wow, what an achievement, because it was something amazing. And I was actually already anticipating that moment for some time now. And it was because at most of the events I would attend, I would always hint at my excitement to seeing younger children break that record. But what does it mean when we finally see amazing things like this? Well, each generation is obviously becoming more adaptive to technology than ever before, allowing them to start pursuing their dreams from a young age. But what does technology have to do with this, you might ask? Well, from what we are seeing, if we use it right, then it becomes an enabler of accomplishments. So now that we know what we can do, how do we actually act upon it? We live in a world that is developing at an overwhelmingly fast pace. So a futurized mindset is definitely something that we need. Realizing that kids are exposed to technology at a young age, we need to ensure that we can leverage technology's power. So rather than restricting, we need to be able to be as adaptive with the world's change. But not just so that we don't fall short, but so we can aim to excel. We need to take a holistic approach to supporting the next generation's success. The advantages of tech are for nothing if we don't have a healthy relationship with it. And it's always good to take a moment to remember that the key to securing a better future for all is the success of our next generation. Thank you.